Hey guys, John here for another comparison video, and this one is going to be a lot of fun. So in this video, what we're going to do is see if the Synergy SYN20IR with the DRECT module can replace my Mesa Boogie Mini Rectifier. So a real Mesa Boogie rectifier, but the small one. Now the amp that I just played in the intro riff was the Synergy SYN20IR with the DRECT module loaded in. It's one of my favorite modules. I like it a lot. I'm a rectifier fan in general. I like that sound. I like that over-the-top, big, massive, and sort of loose sound. Although you can sort of tweak the tightness of the DRECT module a little bit with the cathode switch, which I've set to the third position, which is what the manual recommends. It's the tightest sound, basically, but it still has that rectifier flavor. Of course, this is a 20-watt amplifier with a bunch of bells and whistles. Like IR loading, different power amp structures and stuff like that, with a dedicated clean channel as well. So it's basically a 3-channel amplifier. This is a 25-watt amplifier, also equipped with 2 EL84s in the power section. This only has 2 channels, but you can choose between 2 modes for each channel, as well as the wattage. So either 25 watts or 10 watts. Yeah, and it's a rectifier. This one emulates the rectifier. And we're going to see how they compare sonically. First, let's check out how much these cost, okay? Because that also will play a part for some people. So let's see how much the SYN20IR is without the module, currently at Thomann. By the way, if you want to buy something like a Synergy, please use my affiliate links. So the SYN20IR is 1,190 euros currently at Thomann. And let's see how much the DRECT module is. So the DRECT module is 429 euros. So give or take, let's say that, this setup of the Synergy with this particular module will cost around 1,600 euros. Okay, and let's see if the Mini Rectifier still is for sale and how much those go for. I can't find it at Thomann, so let's just Google it and see how expensive they are when bought new. To be honest, I have no clue. They don't seem to be in stock at many stores. Some places they are around 1,200, other places around 1,900. I have no idea how much these are. So it might be a little bit more affordable to get one of these, secondhand. With the Synergy stuff, you can swap the modules out. So it's like a really powerful setup in that regard, also with the built-in load and the IRs and stuff. But if you're a Mesa Boogie rectifier fan, this might be the one that you want to get, right? So let's see which one sounds better, okay? Oh, and by the way, for the gear, I'm holding this ESP LTD Phoenix 1000 Deluxe with the quilted maple top and the Seymour Duncan pickup. I think it's the Custom 15 or something. Going through my pedal board, which I'm not really using right now, I might later. Then into the KHE Audio Electronics 4x2 amp cab selector with the amps, and then into my Grossmann Fatbox 1x12 ISO cab with my vintage 30. 3 mics, 2 SM57s, and 1 MD421 Kompakt sent into the DAW. And that's it, okay? Now, on the DRECT module, I'm on the red channel. You can also choose between the orange and red modes. I think that's like the modern vintage thing. I'm on the red mode, on the red channel. And again, it sounds something like this. Sounds massive and quite pleasing at the top end. Sometimes real rectifiers tend to get a little bit fizzy, but this one just sounds so good, basically. So I love it a lot. I have gain sets around 130-ish. I've lowered the bass control a little bit to, let's say, 1030. Mids is at noon, and treble is almost at 3 o'clock. And then the P, which I think is presence, is at around 2:30, 2 o'clock-ish, right? So that is that. Now let's switch over to the Mini Rectifier. I'm on channel 2, so the red channel on the modern mode, and I've set all the EQ controls to the middle position. Gain is set to 3 o'clock. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, so immediately it sounds quite fizzy and kind of boxy. Let's switch back and forth between the two with a simple chug before I start dialing the Mini Rectifier in. So the Mini Rectifier immediately sounds less pleasing. One of the things that does that is the low-end resonance seems to be on a different frequency. It seems to be higher up. Whereas with the DRECT, the low end, or at least the SYN20IR, the low end is nice and low, thick. So even for a small amplifier, it sounds massive. And when I switch to the Mini Rectifier, it sounds kind of small. It sounds as if it is a small amp. It sounds as if they made this amplifier to sound small, if that makes sense. However, let's dial it in and let's see how we can make it sound by doing some tweaking, okay? So it's on the fizzy side, so let's lower the presence a little bit. Now, what I usually like to do with the Mini Rectifier is boost up the bass to get a bit more of that low-end thump. Let's also lower the level just a touch on the Mini Rectifier. Sometimes with these live amp comparisons, it's a little bit hard to match the levels exactly, so bear with me here. Anyway, so yeah, we added some low-end thump. Let's also scoop out some of the mids. It's still a little bit boxy sounding, so I'd like to add some treble to open it up a little bit. So I have it dialed in. There's still that really typical like raspy top end. You do get that with real rectifiers, but this one, with this little version of the rectifier, it seems to be a little bit more pronounced. Anyway, still, it's a good sound, but quite raw, right? And then let's switch back to the DRECT module in the SYN20IR and compare. Maybe let's increase the bass a little bit on the Mini Rectifier because the low end on the Synergy sounds so much more massive. It's a little bit more chunky now in the low end. So, I mostly care about the red channel, the modern mode when it comes to rectifiers, and I definitely prefer the DRECT here. The top end is more controlled, sort of rolled off, a bit more smooth, but the low end is so much more massive. Of course, we can make the Synergy more fizzy, so if it's like not fizzy enough for you, we can add some top end with the reactance control. We can do that. Let's try that. It's not necessary for me because it just sounds really nice as is, and it leaves a lot of room for instruments like cymbals and stuff. So yeah, interesting. Now there's one thing that we can do on the Mini Rectifier to make it sound a bit more smooth, and that is set it to the 10 watt mode. So let's try that and see how that affects the tone. Of course, the amp is going to be less loud because of that, so you're going to lose some headroom, right? Let's try that. Let's raise the presence to compensate for the extra warmth. Let's also add some treble. Add a little bit more low end, a little bit more treble, a little bit more presence, a little bit more level. Yeah, it's a little bit closer in terms of the smoothness of the top end, but just the low end resonance on the SYN20IR is so much more pleasing. It's a little bit lower in the spectrum, if you know what I mean. And that makes a huge difference for me. Let's do one more AB and then also try a boost pedal. So this is the Mini Rectifier. Synergy. Honestly, I'm only really interested in the red modern mode, so I'm not really gonna pay attention to the vintage mode, the pushed mode, and the clean sounds. Well, we can do a quick clean comparison in a minute. So, you know, that's why I'm not really focusing on those modes, and I don't want this video to be too long, but I think you get the point, right? Let's try a boost pedal up front, and let's go for the Zuda Triax boost, which is an awesome boost. It's kind of my favorite. The gain might be a little bit too overpowering now. So let's lower the gain a little bit on the Synergy first. Tightens it up real nicely. Let's do that with the Mini Rectifier. Also lower the gain. Synergy. You know, I prefer the sound of an unboosted rectifier, but it's good to try this because I know that a lot of you do like your rectifiers with a boost. Let's also try the Maxon OD808. That's the Synergy, and then the Mini Rectifier. So that's how they sound with the boost. Sounds fine. But yeah, as I said, I prefer them unboosted, usually, right? One final comparison of the unboosted amps, and then I'm going to try the clean channel real quick. So again, this is the Synergy SYN20IR with the DRECT module. Mini Rectifier. Again, on the 10-watt mode, right? Cool. Let's now try the clean channels. Of course, the SYN20IR has a dedicated clean channel that's going to sound the same with each module, right? All right, so this is the clean tone on the SYN20IR. Sounds fine. Of course, you can tweak the tone a little bit there, but it's a bridge pickup, so it's going to sound very bright, of course. Now let's go to the Mini Rectifier and switch over to channel 1 with the clean mode. Let's put the EQ to noon. Let's turn up the presence a little bit there, and the treble. Back to the Synergy. Mini Rectifier. Yeah, so they sound fine. You know, channel 1 of the Mini Rectifier is more flexible. You can choose between the pushed mode. You've got a 3-band EQ, presence control, also the wattage switch and everything. So it's more flexible for sure, but they both sound fine. I do again notice the sort of more boxy character in terms of the frequency range of the Mini Rectifier versus the DRECT. So if it wasn't clear already, I vastly prefer the Synergy with the DRECT module over the Mini Rectifier. The Mini Rectifier sounds cool. It has its own character that sounds kind of like a rectifier, but I think they really voiced the preamp in a way so that it doesn't sound exactly like the bigger heads. I could be wrong, but that's just the vibe that I'm getting from this head. You know, it sounds more tight and more compact, but they did shift to the low-end resonance up, I think. I'm not an amp tech, but that's just what I think. Whereas with this amplifier, even though it's only 20 watts, the low end sounds massive, right? It's right there. It's right where you want it. So yeah, I think the Synergy package is wonderful. The DRECT module sounds so good, better than the actual Mini Rectifier. I feel like they didn't have to make any compromises tonally with the DRECT module, whereas with the Mini Rectifier, they kind of did, I think. Even though you can probably find these with a lower price point used and stuff than the Synergy system, I think the Synergy system is a great investment because you also, you know, get the opportunity to buy different modules and experiment with different tones like Wagner, Soldano, Diesel and stuff. It's a super powerful system and I like the features. Now, both of these amps are not going to have a lot of headroom for on stage, right? So with a loud drummer, they might not be loud enough. However, with the Synergy stuff, you get the XLR out with the IR loading, so you can, you know, send that to a monitor or to the PA for extra volume. So that also is wonderful. And the foot switch that you can program is really nice. If you want to learn more about either one of these amplifiers, check out videos that I've done on the channel. I've done a bunch of videos with both. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I thought this was pretty interesting. I wanted to keep this short, but it's at over 20 minutes right now, even though we only did the red mode with the modern mode in the clean channel. I hope you found this useful. If you want to support this channel, again, get something at my affiliate links, like a Synergy amp, or get something in my web store, like an IR pack or a capture pack. That really helps out the channel. Please also hit the like and subscribe buttons, as that also really helps the channel out. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, follow Sonic Drive Studio on Instagram and Facebook as well. And yeah, again, let me know your thoughts. Okay, guys, I hope to see you soon. Cheers.